how do you now segue into promoting yourself without sounding like you're selling yourself? And the first thing is really about mindset. You need to shift your mindset from, I have to tell them what I do, to think about it as, how do I provide value to them? And it should happen organically and naturally within the conversation. A great example is I had a virtual networking lunch today where I met someone for the first time, and we took that time to introduce each other. She had taken the time to look at my LinkedIn profile and had some really quality questions to ask me about my ICF credentials, about my CNLP certifications, and how I saw that play with getting clients, with getting other kind of jobs, with corporations who are looking to hire me. So I was able to give her insight into what had changed in the organization, a different way that she might want to think about the credentials. And what that actually led into was a natural conversation where basically she was asking me to coach her. As we were, finishing up, she asked me, what could I do for you? And that's really how you want that conversation to go when you're going and you're changing your mindset from, I've got to sell myself, to, how do I give this person so much value that they're going to want to refer me, get to know me, understand better what it is I do. The other thing is owning your experience without overselling it. I felt really comfortable and confident in my answers. It didn't need me to explain further. And we were talking each other's language. So another example of where I saw this play out this week, there were two people talking. One person that was speaking was someone who has spent a good portion of their career in corporate America. And the other person was a very driven professional services individual. And they really want to be able to refer the corporate person. They actually had to lean in and say, not really quite sure what it is you do. And when I watched that unfold, I thought it was really just sort of a natural, authentic conversation, and it was going really, really well. And then the corporate individual proceeded to over-explain themselves, but they still hadn't landed with the right language. What I witnessed was the professional starting to lose interest or to fade away from the conversation. So it's really important to not only own your expertise, but to understand who you're talking to and how they come at what it is you do and who they interact with and what they do in their day job, so that you can effectively explain what it is that you do. The other thing that I want to talk about is the beauty of letting other people speak for you. So many of us are used to seeing testimonials on a website or asking for testimonials to be put on a sell sheet, but this can happen organically and naturally also when you're networking, because who better to explain what's different about you than another person, and they're giving instant credibility. So especially if you're, an estate attorney, but if you have someone standing alongside of you and says, we've worked on a mutual client, and this person not only did her estate planning, but realized there was an issue with X, Y, and Z and tackled that and didn't even charge them, that is an endorsement that you can't pay for. So really think about networking with a friend. Make visibility a habit. So this is something that I coach a lot of my professional services people. We all continue to go out to lunch with either those people that are constantly referring us, or scheduling a coffee with the person that you want to refer because you think there's business. But there's that sort of group of B characters and group of C characters. Stay present in front of them. Identify once every 2 weeks when you're going to go look for some articles that might have gotten published that are relevant to them. And this goes back to that adding value, where you're just going to say, hey, thinking about you, I saw this article, I thought it might be helpful. you're continually adding value and you're staying relevant, even though you're not in front of them. And then finally, just don't forget your digital presence. I have so many people that I know, like, and trust that they're out there networking really hard, or they're asking for referrals from their clients, and they're leaning on their corporate websites, but maybe their LinkedIn profile isn't up to date. Or if you're a business and you have your business website up to date, is the About You section up to date? Is your social media clean? If you're not posting a lot, at least make sure the most recent posts that you've put out there are relevant to what it is you're doing now and what you believe and what you think. These are all really important things for you to be giving value and making yourself memorable. And guess what? You're not self-promoting, but you are. And you're doing it in a very subtle, smart way. So by shifting your mindset and strategically positioning your expertise, being authentic, storytelling as I did, having someone along for the ride with you who can be a natural endorsement in the right place in a conversation. These are all things that will take that fear of having to sell yourself away. Just think about it as an extension of who you are and what you do. And stay in the mindset of providing value instead of self-promotion.